What's going on, beautiful people? I hope y'all living good because I know I am. It's Gwen Young's grandson, and this ain't even a story. This is more of just a rant because my timeline has been filled up with these fraud cases of women allowing men to think that a child is theirs when it's not, and even the research is like 30% of men that are raising a child are raising a child that isn't even theirs. And it's like that's a high rate of women lying to dudes. And you can see like, oh, paternity test should be 100% paternity test. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know about that one. But even still, like, yeah, baby, I don't know. They take the baby and do all kind of crazy stuff with him anyway. They cut his meat. They're gonna cut the umbilical cord, sell the daggone placenta. That's like I don't think it should be that difficult to just do a little swab or whatever the blood they already taken out of the baby to test the paternity. In my mind, it shouldn't be that strenuous of a process. But if you are somebody that's banking on using this man for I guess, because, like, to be honest, if you the type of dude that say, oh, well, I've been raising this child for 4 or 5 years, I'm going to keep doing that, you have a very warm and golden heart, but, brother, you a sucker. You a sucker, and that woman know you a sucker. That woman, that ain't, and 9 times out of 11, brother, this ain't the first situation or the instance where you needed to put your foot down on something, and you just shrugged it off, and you went with it. Or you use your brash bravado as a defense mechanism instead of just letting people know you hurt and all. That hurt. That's a whole different type of pain for your woman, one, to submit to this other man, and the two, carry a child with this other man, and then for him to be less than, for him to be a significant downgrade from you, to where it's like, I know he since I met him, he told me he didn't want no kid. Since I met him, he told me this, that, and the third. So now you left with the responsibility, and all it is a scam. Because if a woman go out and get a car and either can't make the car note, or the car in somebody else's name, they stop making a payment. They pull up and they like, hey, well, I need you to make this car payment. it's some brothers out there just going, oh, baby, I got that. I carry that. Don't worry about that, this, that, and the third. And they're going to drop that money. They're going to drop that bread. That's the only reason she there. That's the only reason she there, is because you the type of dude that's gonna do that. And it's like, yo, you have to protect your dignity. At that point in time, like, once you submit like that, once you do that, that woman look, oh, I can do whatever I want to do. There ain't nothing I can't do that you ain't and be. And like, you can see men stress. You can see the stress written all over a brother's face, but it's like that ain't your place. You can't tell that man how to live his life. He just got to go out and live it. But instead of it, and also you get it's a negative connotation with, oh, I'm not gonna raise this child that isn't mine. It's like, oh, a real man would do this. A real man would do this, then a third. That's like, no, absolutely not. As speaking for the real men that don't trap, that everything got to come from the grind. Everything come off an hourly wage. Everything comes from me putting 10 to 16 hours of my day into providing for my family. That is what being a man is about. You scamming me ain't got nothing to do with none of that. And definitely, like, even to the fathers that have stepchildren, I've seen the heartbreak on a man. I've had conversations with some of my friends, definitely older gentlemen. This particular older gentleman, he raised this little girl. I mean, when he met her mama, that little girl may have been about 8 months or some months, fresh baby. Met her, and he holding it down. It come time for her to get older. He paying rent, feeding the little girl all her clothes. The daddy, he may pop in sparingly, well, he may do this, that, and the third, but come on, man, he ain't buying no cars. And then it come time for the young lady to get married. She get married, still big dog. He done paid for the wedding. He done paid for the cake. He done, you know what I'm saying, whatever dress she want. And he is financially responsible just for this man to show up and say, oh, my daughter getting married, I want to walk my daughter down the aisle. And then not only do you got the daughter backing on us, because this is my real daddy, and then you got her mama back. Well, it is her real daddy. Like, we know, you did all of this, but it is her real daddy. And it's like, this man walking your child down the aisle, this man giving your child away because it's not your child. It's not your child. And we can say, and everybody gonna think, oh man, you doing the right thing, you doing the right thing, until the reality sets in, this ain't even your kid. Because like my son in particular, he if he get in trouble in school, it ain't no way they can't tell me what this boy done did or what he ain't done. Cause my son get in trouble for the same things in school that I get in trouble for, that I got in trouble for. You feel me? So when they say, oh, you know, little Jamal, he done daggone, he was cussing in school, or he was cussing around the slide. And when his little friends went and told the teacher that daggone he cussing around the slide, or he over there cussing, that's my boy. That's my boy. That's what I did. Now if you come tell me, oh, he done flashed out, he done brought a knife to school and cut somebody and did this and or flipping over tape, throwing up gang signs. Yeah, what? My son did that. My son kinda did that. And when you raising, definitely unknowingly raising somebody else's son, you looking for these mannerisms, you looking for this. I gotta take him to his grandfather, I gotta take him here, I gotta take him to all of these different places. And it's a DNA trait that ain't even in your DNA. This is something that you can't even fix. This is a behavior pattern that's in this man that running this whole other man family tree that you trying to get rid of, that you can't even possibly get rid of, because y'all don't even got that connection. Y'all not on that wavelength, and he's acting, and his actions are coming from somewhere that's very, very deep inside of him. It's inbred inside of his DNA. It's just certain things that his family does. You can't teach him no other way. You can't show him no other way. And he just confused, and you confused. And then when it come out, it's like, okay, well, now you been told you got to man up and deal with something that you really ain't got no business dealing with, instead of it immediately falling back on to the mother. That's exactly like, why doesn't that, nobody else should say anything. Nobody else really should say anything other than this mother who probably deny it, who probably got to go put you through the ring, who probably going to try to make you feel bad about her situation and everything else. At the end of the day, when you was making time to make this child with this other man, it'd be crazy a lot of times, these be stay-at-home mamas. You actually have time to go get a job. You actually have time to not hate your life so much. It'd be a lot of women, oh, I gotta find myself, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And it's like, you really just need to get a job, be consistent at that job, and then the rewards are gonna come. When you put your best effort forward, the reward is going to be there. It's not going to be immediate. You got to look at yourself every day in the mirror and say, I did my best. I put that effort forward. And there's so many people that give out a subpar effort, and then they can't live with the consequences. They can't live with what they doing, and that ain't nobody else's responsibility. It's just not. But back to my brother, he witnessed this man who he's been at odds with for 24 years. Him and this man been at odds with each other for 24 years. And every time a situation come up where he want to be there, not he's obligated to be there, but this other man decide that he want to do this is gonna be fun, the daughter, the mama, and whoever else is like, they in this other man corner. And really the only thing I can do as this man brother is get up and grab the man, give him a hug. You feel me? Because like that's that's pain, man. That's pain to just to break that man down to his nuts and bolts like that. You done broke that man down to the very fibers that's holding him together. And now he can do is swallow it and go to work, go sit on that line for another 12 hours and make sure he get that 120 hours. He get that 134 hours on his paycheck to make sure that everything in life keep running smoothly while everybody else just using that man. Yeah, it's like, dog, people ain't disposable like that. Definitely a man ain't disposable like that. A good one. And then that go to like, you gotta make sure everybody on one accord. As a man, you want to provide, you want to give this woman whatever she want, you want to give her everything that she asking for, but you gotta make it be known, like, I can do everything that you asking me to do, everything that you want me to do, but this is the plan that we own. If the plan is for us to get a house, the plan is for us to get a car, the plan is for us to do all of these things, to have a stable and very fruitful life, if all your actions are towards you separating from the pack and you doing something else that ain't a part of the plan, then you gotta cut ties with that woman. It's plenty of women. It is billions of women that just, I just want your time. I just want your time. I don't want none of that. I don't need none of that. I just want your time. I just want you to just be here. Just be here. And you are exhausting yourself. You are so exhausted and run down, and you irritable, and you can't speak, you can't talk. You got so much other stuff going on. You gotta get drunk just to go to sleep. When you could have just stepped back and say, this, none of these problems got nothing to do with me. Everybody else's problem. You trying to fix it. You trying to fix all this. You trying to fix all these issues that you don't even. One, you ain't even got the tools to fix. You don't even got the tools to fix. You gotta, it's not even your responsibility. God ain't even tasked you with that. God gave you this hurdle to get over and to get around. And it's like, you know what, if I keep showing them, it's like, man, it's like, what is it gonna take you? What is it gonna take you, my son, to get away from this devil, to get away from these demons, to get away from these parasites that's draining you, that's drained to where you don't even want to live, and your only source of peace is this concrete floor and this conveyor belt, and y'all just in line, and that's the only quiet you get, that's the only sanctitude you got, and it is heartbreaking. I can't even call it nothing else but heartbreaking to belittle a man because he is faced with a not like a lifelong task. You asking this person to commit for an eternity to something that ain't even his. It's like, yes, that child did not ask to be here. That man ain't asked to do that. The only person that's asking is this woman and this other guy who don't want to do it. And that boils down to like, fam, so you can't just stop having children with people that ain't gonna do it, that just don't want to raise a child. It should be that simple. It should be that simple. And definitely looking at the, like, she don't have a mother to take this child to. She don't have a father to take this child to. She don't have aunts and uncles and all this, because it's, yes, you grown. You a grown person. You made this decision. You got to deal with this decision. And the only where else to pass the buck to is you, goofball. You, oh man, well, what am I do? You ever spit or what? Like, nah, fam, I played football. If I run out to that flat, I see that linebacker right there, that safety done crept up, and it's a defender right here. Before I catch this ball and get my head knocked off, I'm gonna drop that. Second down, third down, or fourth down, we'll punt and we'll go to defense. Don't get what? Who I look like? Barry Sanders? It is some people. There are some outliers of people that can just get handed anything, and God gave them the resources and the tools to where they can come out and just be a millionaire, bro. In large scale, no sir, you not. And now you put yourself at a deficit. Now you put yourself at a debt. You have relinquished your dignity so that this woman don't even respect you. Cause she still, I still got to find myself. I still got to go out, and I still got to go to the club, and I still got to do this. I still got to be all of these places. She went out, had a baby with a dude, had you raising this baby, and she still acting carrying on like she ain't done nothing wrong because she ain't never had to face no consequences. And you sitting here with the big lip out, with the I'm this, that, and the third, and nobody better not come and talk about my family and blah 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 blah. And it's like, all of that energy you could be putting in so many other places, brother, to just get yourself out of there. Get yourself out of that war zone. Get yourself out of that just is just toxic. It's toxic as hell, and you can't fix it. That household, everything built from that household, bro, it's about stability. You can even look at Italy. They got a leaning tower of Pisa. They got this beautiful building, paintings, all of that in it, and it's cricket because the foundation ain't there. It ain't built on top of shit. It ain't built on nothing. Like, it started with foundation. It started with the foundation. It started with a plan. It started with a direction. Get that foundation together, brother. Women can't get pregnant but for one time. If you in a supermarket, one woman can get pregnant one time. Every dude in that supermarket can't get that woman pregnant. But it take one man in that supermarket, he can start filling up cups and get every woman in there pregnant. It's different. It's different. It ain't about what's worse, what's better. It's a whole different situation. It's a whole different scenario. And even still, you done put yourself in a situation to where after y'all had this conversation, you can't love that woman. You will try. You'll do everything you can. You'll make sure y'all go on the dates. You're gonna make sure you buy something nice. You're gonna make sure you look nice, your hair cut nice. But when it comes down to it, brother, when you sit down and the conversation that y'all used to have, the times that y'all used to laugh, you're not gonna be able to laugh like that, brother. You're not gonna be able to laugh. You're not gonna be able to joke. You're not gonna be able to smile. And you still got to deal with her attitude when you come through the door. Because it's just, for some reason, man, women just be upset about anything. It could be cooking, it could be anything. Women just be upset, and you know that other men ain't had the same deal as you. They ain't got the same deal. She's gonna go over there and have a good time, and then come back and bring you all the issues and the BS because you foolish enough to do that, and you foolish enough to let these people sucker you out of your happiness. When people start asking you to do things that nobody else would do, brother, it's a real reason. When you start a job and it's a job that can't nobody keep a position in, they rotating 6, 7, 8 people out to this position a year, and brother, it's a horrible job. It ain't nothing you can work as hard as you want to do. You ain't gonna get nowhere. That's just not where you're supposed to be. That ain't where God was leading you at, and that's why you keep having all of these issues, man. That's why all these problems keep coming up. And that's nothing to knock a stepfather. That's nothing. If you wind up in a relationship, you fall in love with a young lady that got a child and whatever, you just gotta make sure that y'all on the same, y'all know the plan. Y'all know the game plan. That's the bulk of it. That's the bulk of it. And feeding them and loving them, because it all starts with love. But it take love to give love. If you ain't pouring no love into that man, if you ain't pouring no love over there, he can't possibly put it out. Everything he do is out of frustration. Everything he do is out of guilt, and men, we have a sense of obligation. We gonna do what we feel obligated to do. We gonna do what the job is. Give that man some type of reward for doing that job. It ain't always got to be more work. More work ain't a reward. And honestly, pussy ain't no reward. If all you got is what between your legs that you either done gave to somebody else or it's accessible to somebody else, because mind you, most women not coming into a relationship as a virgin. Most women not coming into a relationship like without a child. A lot of women actually do have children. A lot of women have been lied to by dudes and have started a family that this dude knew he wasn't gonna take care of. So it's a lot of, it's gray area everywhere. It's gray area everywhere. But it's like, it's just the number. It's just the number of men that's like regularly lied to and are financially responsible for these children and this mother, and then to be ridiculed because his mind done broke. His mind done broke. This man can't eat. This man can't sleep. This man, he come home and try to lay in his bed from working all day. He got to figure out where his woman done been, where this money done been, why this out of order, why this missing. Just say the man smoke. His weed been coming up short for however long. Why could this? She going out smoking with this? She smoking this man up and giving him cheeks. Man, he's sick. He's sick. It can be family. Nothing's wrong with wanting a family, but you can't be afraid to look at truth, look at what is actually happening, look at the reality of life, and say, bro, I really started this building on an unstable foundation, and it's gonna collapse. The building's gonna collapse, and I have to regroup, and I really gotta start over. Nobody wants to start over. Nobody. You don't got to get rid of all of the blueprints. You don't have to get rid of every single thing. You always take knowledge from everything you've done. To always take an understanding from everywhere you've been. But man, don't break yourself like that. It's too much. It's too much life out here. For real. It's too much sun shining. It's too many birds chirping. It's too many other just genuine people that's gonna love you.